You don't want to wave to old Grandpa Palmer. There you go. It's the only time we can get it to turn around. Edinburgh Castle. On that day. That's not the time. We'll get to that later. This is where they hold the tattoo. That's the front entrance of the Edinburgh Castle. All down this ground. That's the Royal Mile. Look at them down there. Just changed dark.
This is my car in Canberra, is it, today?
Oh, no, they're not in winter. That's right.
What time?
Calder in Canberra, August.
What time? Last time we were here, it wasn't spring, of course. All the flowers are out. Fire at 1 o'clock every day. And there's the man on the fire. It's spring. Sunny one there. Showers and it's very, very cold. Or Jesus on road. Yeah, they do look at pictures when they're around. It's a part of the Royal Mile.
They have their own parliament, that's where it will be held, so they're keeping it empty. And you see a big round tower, and on the right of that tower you see Abraham Lincoln standing with a slave reaching up towards him. The round tower is to David Hume, the great philosopher, who yes, he made friends of the great in the corner.
Hold it. This way.
900 years, and as I said, there's probably been inhabitants continually living on top of that rock for about 3,000 years. The oldest building in the castle is a small Norman chapel dedicated to Queen Margaret, who was the mother of King David I, and she built it. If you are visiting the castle, as you enter the wide open space before the castle, if you turn directly to your right, there is a well to teach the students anatomy. But the purpose of the watchtower was that the relatives of the person who had been buried would hire people to sit there overnight, and they would pay them a fairly large sum of fare and tanner's clothes, and after giving them fairly large quantities of Irish whiskey, they would stand strangled in front of that police box. And it is now a memorial to the Scottish Covenanters who were buried just to the right in Greyfriars Churchyard with straw roofs, and everyone used open fires for both heating and cooking, and they used candles for lighting. The city actually had tenement buildings over 14 stories tall, which sometimes makes us claim that we had skyscrapers before New York. A big white courtyard with 3 tenement buildings surrounding it, and each one is different. Obviously, really, everyone's different. It would have looked like that, but unfortunately this is one of the few that actually survives. Down to your left you'll see a tavern with 2 flags flying above it. That's called Deacon Brodie's Tavern. And Deacon Brodie was another gentleman of the old town who led a double life. He was a respected magistrate by day, and he also was the head of the cabinet makers' craft guild, and he was also a locksmith. He was also a philanderer. He had 2 mistresses, and he had families not only by his own wife but by both of his mistresses. And he was a gambler, and he gambled on cockfighting and dice. And it's dedicated to the works of Sir Walter Scott, Robert Louis Stevenson and Robert Burns. It's admission free and it's open to the public. There is also some manuscripts and relics of contemporary Scottish authors. That group actually protect it. They're a very, very exclusive organisation, and most of the members are very ex-high-ranking Army, Naval and RAF officers. They still carry bows. On your left is the People's Museum, and that is about the ordinary people of Edinburgh, the jobs and services they did, and the hobbies and other things they did. Both these museums are admission free and are recommended. It's suggested you pop in and pay a visit. There's still people staying there, so don't make too much noise, but they don't mind you going in. Who stayed there, and he beat the English in the Battle of Prestonpans, but was eventually defeated, as I stated earlier, in the Battle of Culloden. They were to the French throne. And the leaders of Holyrood Abbey. Mary's secretary was murdered by her husband, Lord Darnley, and her secretary, Lord David Rizzio, who was an Italian, was eventually buried in Greyfriars Churchyard. And Darnley himself was found. Probably the most famous person who's buried in that churchyard is Adam Smith, who was the author of The Wealth of Nations, which even today is the Bible for political economists. But also buried in there is a lady called Nancy McElhose, who was a lover of Robert Burns. And in order to keep their affair secret in their correspondence, they used pen names. And that was Waterloo. But you'll see the tail is way up proportion.
Don't know whether you can see it from there, but this is taken from our bedroom early in the morning. 22 minutes past 6. It's about 5 minutes too early. On Anzac Day, 1996. Really, it's been dawn for some hours, but the sun has just sort of risen now. I hope it comes out between the trees. Doesn't really look that good. Let's see, Park Blah. And that's what they call the London Road down there. just keep going through here, Alex. No need to stop here. It's just the Upwall Cemetery we've got to go to. But I think that's
The cemetery itself, can you remember which side it was? It was on
the left-hand side one. The right-hand side one was the new cemetery, he said. Smart ass, aren't they? These bloody kids.
It's green, yeah.
You haven't got to get out of the car, have we? Have we, June?
No, we've just got to get a couple of pebbles.
Yeah.
Looks like they've removed them all.
I don't know what the story is.
We had no idea there was another room behind that.
Has he got other people coming there or?
Oh no, he
Oh,
just
no.
said he'd take us up to his bar and
The main street of Linlithgow, wouldn't we? What would you call this, the main street of Linlithgow? Probably. Make the left-hand turn here, Al, where that blue truck is. I don't know whether I can pick it up. See how old that joint is? Of that building behind that building that I just took a shot of that says 900 on it. When you get up close, it's got a 1 through the 9. And I was speaking to the fellow that was standing outside the door there, and he said it was 1900. That's a shot of the Linlithgow Palace. That's where Mary Queen of Scots was born. It's in the process of being restored. A wee burn, and that's a wee bridge. This is not a park, it's a peel. And that's the Linlithgow Lock. Everybody turn round. Turn round. You're doing a fair bit of work. It's a pity we can't read that, but there's a fountain right behind it, as you can see, and it's a beautiful looking fountain too. This is inside the courtyard. I suppose they called it a football field, I reckon they are. This is in another area. I suppose we go up here and we can find out what this is. Looking out the turret window over Linlithgow. I'm taking this from the big banquet hall, and there's Junior. I don't know where the others are. This is looking down on the courtyard, so I think from the banquet hall. You can see, if I take that in there, you can just see Junie walking down there. And it's a fair way away. that. But, it's been very impressive inside. Little tunnels, and walkways, spiral staircases right up to the top through the turrets. It's a magnificent view.
I didn't know whether that was you walking along on your own or not.
Yeah. In Lithgow Castle. And that's the date and that's the time. Bleak, miserable, cold day.
How can you read that?
Turn to the left, only the first turn left, I'd say. Stirling Castle. Right up on top of the hill at Stirling. What's that?
There's an exhibition.
Oh, right. Top of Stirling Castle, overlooking the surrounding area, and just there in the foreground is the town or the city of Stirling. Behind us, of course, is the castle. Shot overlooking the cemetery at Stirling Castle. And as you can see, we're a long, long way up in the air. A long way. Down below, not that we can see anything, but that's where they had the garden in years gone by, according to the sign I read.
A vast space heated by 5 fireplaces and covered by a magnificent hammer beam roof. The King's Old Building. Although heavily remodelled in the 18th and 19th centuries, it is the earliest royal apartment in the castle.
This building was completed in the 1490s, but has been altered considerably since that time. And today the King's Old Building houses the Regimental Museum and the headquarters of the Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders. And I hope you're all going to visit the museums.
Incredible view, isn't it? Excuse me.
Ben oui, parce qu'il y a des choses, il y a des chats, il y avait des émissions, il y avait
Jagged hairs.
It's truly amazing how they recreated it. Wouldn't walk up bloody Ayers Rock, but here we are, walked up the Wallace Monument from way down there. Way down there. Mum and Sue and Lisa are sitting in there waving their arms off, you can see, laughing at us. That's how far back down it is. God, I suppose that's the fields of Bannock. Lose me footing. We'll fall way down there. I don't know what the orangey colour is. It's probably some sort of clay or ironstone. The reason I'm doing this is just to show you how far it is up. This is right at the foot. The foot of the hill. Loch Ness in the rain. It's on Fort Augusta. This is on Loch Ness at Fort Augusta. And that's the cruise boat going down the loch. Near the locks, from one lock to the other. It's almost to the level. Yeah, I think you might be getting ready to open it now. That's opening, see that?
Come a long way.
Yeah. I don't know how far they lift them, but it's a fair way, isn't it?
never shot a chance to film this Loch Lomond before.